My mom got a phone call. She pulled over the car, started bawling. At first I thought it might have been my grandpa. I could tell something was awful. When she told me it was George, I sat there shocked. My mom and I sat on the side of the road for probably 25 minutes, didn't say anything.
Those are those things that you don't forget. I know exactly where I was. I was on Flathead Lake. We were on vacation, and Mr. Warman, my music teacher, called me, and he just stopped everything. My first reaction is still the same as my reaction today, and that is just no, George, no way. It just was unbelievable. Still is.
On July 13th, 2013, Lisa Lopez found her only son, George, dead in the downstairs guest bedroom from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. He was 15 years old.
A couple years later, and it's still real emotional and raw.
I think just the fact that he was gone forever was what went through my mind. I think it hit me the hardest, was someone that I'd known my whole life was I'm never going to see ever again.
He wasn't the type of kid that got bullied. He was a popular kid. He was well loved. He was good at what he did. He was the type of kid that loved football, loved school, had friends. But he was hurting inside, and for whatever reason, he couldn't let me know. He didn't let me know. And I would have done anything for him. And that's what's so hard, is knowing that he was hurting and I wasn't there for him in that moment. Because had I known, I would have done anything. I would have moved mountains for him. We talked openly about depression. His father struggled with some depression.
George's dad, Sean, took his own life on July 16th, 2008. And for reasons none of us will ever know, 3 days before the 5-year anniversary of that tragic day, his son would make the same fateful decision.
It was real hard for Cam to even talk openly about his dad. I set him up with counseling. And I remember specifically telling him, honey, if you ever have those thoughts, or if you ever know of anybody having those thoughts, please tell somebody. I know, Mom. Never in a million years did I think my son would do that.
As a school social worker who helps other kids with their own issues and struggles, the burden of I should have seen this coming or I could have done more is a battle Lisa fights to this day. Her son's suicide is not something she will ever move on from. There is no closure. It is a reality she lives with every day, but a reality she feels compelled to warn others about. In honor of who George was, what he represented, and his love for weightlifting, Lisa created the Lift Award. The award is given out each year with the focus of acknowledging those who love, encourage, and care for those around them.
The essays we received, how he touched their lives and how they strive to continue to do those things, all those characteristics are very Christ-like characteristics. That's what George was all about. And those kids that have been part of that, who've been nominees and who have won it, it's been very important and very emotional for them.
Many of his classmates share a unique bond with one another, and with George's mom, Lisa. Earlier this fall, the football team, who would bring George's jersey to every game, honored Lisa by including her on senior night, reminding her that neither she nor George will ever be forgotten. Those who knew George and of this tragedy know the good that has come from this terrible situation. And even though the good will never take away the pain, it helps bring light to a place that is dark for so many.
As a mom, I don't feel like my job is done yet. Like I haven't finished. And so I pour that into my kids. I pour that into this, trying to nurture and help those that are struggling. I've had friends tell me, this is it, this is you. This is the cross you get to bear. And it doesn't have to be a bad thing if it saves people's lives. if it helps people. I don't ever want anyone to feel that isolated and alone and desperate that they have to make that kind of a choice. Reach out, make the phone call, do the next thing. Say a prayer and say, God, I need you right now, help. It'll come. Some ways, unimaginable ways that you don't expect, but it'll come.
Never told anyone this actually, but like a week and a half after he committed suicide, I had a dream. And it was the most vivid dream I think I've ever had in my entire life. And it was George and Jesus and me. And we were talking, and George just said, don't worry about me. Tell my mom how much I love her. Don't worry about me. I've never had an experience like that, and I don't think I ever will again. But it helped me, realize that maybe good could come out of it. Maybe we could learn a lesson instead of be angry.
In a moment of despair, George made an irreversible decision that would affect more people than he could possibly imagine. No one more than his own mother. And yet, she soldiers on, telling her story, George's story, in hopes of saving as many as she can with faith, hope, and love. And the message that there is always help and you are never alone. Brandon Sullivan, MTN News.